All this action from the SuperGP Champions Trophy in Dezzi Raceway is proudly brought to you by Diode and their associate sponsors.
Good morning everyone, welcome down to Dezzi Raceway. My name's AJ Fenter. We come up from Johannesburg. I live in Edenville. I've started racing in 2001 on 50cc's in Northern Regions Racing, and I've started to work my way up from regionals through to nationals on 600s, 1000s. I spent a bit of time in the UK. I rode Junior Superstock, British Supersport and Superstock 1000, finishing, I got 6 podiums in Junior Superstock. From there I came back to South Africa. We set up this business, this team, Lekker Racing. Within Lekker Racing we're involved in a workshop, one-on-one rider training school. We do race bike rentals, and then obviously the national racing team. In the pit we have here for the weekend myself, my teammate Johnny Krieger. He's also my trainer at the Ultimate Fitness Center in Edenville. We've got a youngster on board, Dion Nelson, on his R6, and so far the weekend's gone well for us. You know, I've got a front row start for the second heat, and I start P4 for the first heat. Jono's second quickest in Super M, and every race we get to, Dion's just cracking away and he's getting closer and closer to the top. My hobbies, I enjoy my training, I enjoy a lot of boxing, running, and obviously with the one-on-one training we do quite a lot of riding, so we do a lot of short circuit racing and that. Within Lekker Racing, so the team involved is the workshop Lekker Racing. The name came from us because being proudly South African, Lekker is a common word. And within the team we've got Motul, some of our sponsors, 1X Custom Suits, ACC Billet Engineering, TRD Motorcycles, Motul Oils, Shui Helmets, and big thank you to Yamaha, Peter Wilkins for helping us make everything possible. You know, we have a junior on the way at the minute. We can classify it as a junior. We don't know what it is. We know it's a child. Yeah.
And continuing on that, yes, AJ is from the Vale, his girlfriend's from Boksburg, his mechanic's from the south, so you can't get more Joburg than that, can you?
No, I think we're the toughest, the bravest and the roughest out there.
Perfect.
You know, my bike works really well around this particular track. The Yamaha around Dezzi is always quite special. You know, we got new sponsor with MyWay this year, so it's the first time for them at Dezzi. So we want to premiere it in the front like we always do. But yeah, I mean, as you say, safe, consolidated racing for sure.
I'm just glad to be at Dezzi. We are leading the championship of the Masters, Super Masters. My career, I started racing in 1985. I'm blessed to still be here and still doing nationals. You know, I'm racing for Motorrad at the moment. Dave McFadden and myself have been trying to get the BMs going and doing a lot of development for them. And yes, Motorrad is our main sponsor, Bavarian Motorcycles. Obviously, Dave McFadden and them, they've got Santon Auto, BMW Motorrad. And well, what else can I say? You know, I'm happy to be here and trying to get fit and trying to still stay up with the youngsters. I do a lot of mountain biking. Obviously, my main hobby is motorcycling, and you know that's my work, my passion, and everything all in one. But I do a lot of mountain biking and like any extreme sport. You know, when we were younger, and it was Winston Yamaha and Paul Yamaha, and you know, through my ranks, we were sponsored and we made a bit of money. But it's a bit harder to make money now. But I did make it my passion, my sport, my work. And I'm looking after some guys and some youngsters. My 2 kids are racing super motards. I'm still racing super motards. So yeah, it's been good to me. I must say it's been good to me.
It's good to be back here at the National at Dezzi. There's no bots unfortunately, but I ride with the National guys and in the Super Masters class and qualified and pole with them. But to me, it's more importantly how I do sort of overall in the whole race. You know, hopefully I can maybe move up to 8th or 10th in the Super GPs in the race. But the guys are all fast, and I still battle with the arm pump so bad, and they want us to ride for 20 laps here. So we'll see what happens. It's good to be back at my home track. Don't get to ride here as much as I'd like to, but when you get dragged around by the country's fastest riders, it always helps with speed.
It really is an incredible job by Jade and the rest of the Goodside family to put on this incredible event here down at Dezzi Raceway. Greg has managed to grab a microphone and catch up with another very famous rider down on the grid.
Well, it's great to pick up on the Umhlanga rocket, only a couple of meters away from where you live. But behind you is everybody trying to take that number 1 plate away.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looking at the qualifying, it looked like the times were pretty close. You know, it's actually cool to come out and just to watch the guys racing. You know, good luck to everyone. Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good race to watch.
So far, your season overseas has been phenomenal. You must be very happy with the way things have gone. The team have worked exceptionally well, and you've gelled with them.
Yeah, no, so far it's been a pretty positive season for me. You know, I'm busy leading the championship now, and hopefully I can just end off and try to close the championship and move up to the 4th Superbike class in 2018.
You had a nice little battle last year with Clint's on pole. You think he's got what it takes to keep these boys at bay?
Looking at the qualifying times, it looks like Clint and Geldenes are going to really juke things out. So I'm looking forward to actually watching that and seeing how that one pans out.
Right, we are on the grid now for race number 1 of the SuperGP Champions Trophy. We're going to walk down and we're going to catch up with the man who's qualified in 4th position, Mr. AJ Fenter from Hygienica Lacquer Racing Yamaha. AJ, the Dezzi circuit, never ridden it before, but it looks very tight, technical. You really have to plan not only how to go fast around here, but you cannot afford to make any mistakes.
Yeah, Rob, in a pack like this, in a field this strong, Dezzi's very tight, very technical, especially on 1,000. There's minimal margin for error, and that's why the timesheets are so close.
And to pass looks like a real problem. Throughout the whole day racing, you really have to be precise and line it up almost 3 or 4 corners before. So what is the strategy? Is it like kind of close my eyes and just throw it in there? Or, you know, how do you make a pass around this track?
You know, Rob, I think there's a lot of experience in this field, and a lot of the experienced riders will do exactly what you say. Give it 2 or 3 corners, build it up. What's nice is we've got 18 laps, so you can sort of plan your passes carefully, you know, and not have a desperate dive up the inside of people, because you can set up one to another. Short circuit racing, as you'll know yourself, the little bikes you've ridden in the past, you know, that's where the fun is, that's where the learning is.
And that's exactly what you said now, 18 laps. So now tyre conservation has to come into play here. We all run the soft Pirelli SC1 rear. So for 18 laps, is it take it easy for 10 laps, push for 8 laps, or just see how the start goes and see how the pace goes and take it from there? Is tyre wear an issue?
Yeah, Rob, I think tyre wear, everyone's in the same boat. And I think because the times are so close and because it's so hard to pass around here, you need to sort of go as the race plans out. If the guys put their head down and go, you've sort of got to match them. If they run out of grip, you know, we all run out together. But you can't get caught up trying to save your tyre and go backwards, you know. So we see how it goes, see how the race goes, see how the pace settles down, and then, you know, let it sort itself out.
Well, watch out for the Lacquer Hygienica backed Yamaha R1 of AJ Fenter, lining up in 4th place on the grid. David McFadden, great to see him back on the front row of the grid on the Stunt SA BMW S1000. But he has got a Kawasaki to try and beat in Greg Geldenes and the My Way Yamaha of Clinsella. Championship leader, the guys need to stop Clinsella. If he picks up 50 points this weekend, it is pretty much championship done and dusted. So let's go racing. Race number 1, Super GP.
On board, looking straight back into one of the top contenders there. Garrick Flock's visor is down, the lights are on. Seller's got it all to do here. Can he keep it all together and maybe take another victory? I know it's sounding a bit boring right now with him taking all the victories, but I think he might be in with a little bit more of a challenge, particularly from that Kawasaki in the middle and from Alan John, who got a fantastic start up the inside. We're on board here looking straight back into Michael White, who makes a massive mistake into turn 1. He runs wide. I think he's taken Upton with him, and now as they head up towards the corkscrew for the first time, look at this. Alan John Fenton in 2nd place. There is the 3rd place man. That's McFlash, and on his tail, oh, pity for Morna Geldenes. He's parked it on the sideline, but I was about to say, look at the battle here. Alan John Fenton, in fact, up to 3rd place. I beg your pardon, I forgot about the Kawasaki I was just talking about. That's Double G, Greg Geldenes, but it's McFlash on AJ's tail, and then you've got the wild child, Garrick Flock.
Yeah, Clinsella, this is really where he does all the work. In the opening 3 or 4 laps is where he really puts the hammer down and extends it. Garrick Flock going on the inside sideways. Oh, if there's one man you do not want behind you, it's Garrick Flock. If David McFadden had rear view mirrors on that BMW, he would have picked up and gone straight into the sea, because he would have had a big bike number 74 right in his tailpipes. On the inside there, that's Michael White now starting to come through the field after that terrible start, running off the circuit, nearly taking AJ Fenter out in turn number 1. Did well to kind of avoid that actually on board there with his teammate there, Johnny Kricher. But on, here we go, AJ Fenter through the corkscrew. He's got McFadden right on his tail. It's great to see Dave McFadden on that BMW right up there once again, coming onto the front straight now, crossing the line for yet another lap. Dylan Barnard, a great start there for the 2nd of the consortium shipping Yamaha riders. But there's Michael White now coming past Nick Kershaw on the inside up into into about 9th place now.
Oh, nice move to get up into 9th and up into the top 10 where he wants to be. Sella is just opening up the margin and maintaining it ahead of Double G. Alan John Fenter looking for his first podium here. He's going to fight hard here to keep McFlash at bay. McFlash has already been on the podium, so he knows what it's like to be there. He's had a taste. He wants some more, but the man who hasn't had any podiums at the moment is Alan John. Here we go on board with our featured senior rider, Heinrich Rieder, doing a super job in the mid-pack, but unfortunately, he's no longer leading the race in terms of the Masters. At the front end, it's Jay Goodsight who leads out the Masters, and I think Johnny Kricher might be sitting in second.
Here we go, the battle for 3rd place is still raging between Fenter and McFadden, and you can see how much work these riders have to do to wrestle these big 200 plus horsepower motorcycles around the 2.3 kilometer Dezzi circuit. It really is a tough and demanding circuit here in the south coast of Durban, but Clint Sella making it look very easy at the moment out front on the Marway Yamaha, and this will be 4 wins out of 4 if he can pick up this win. So Greg Caldenes, though, he's got a really good race pace, and I've been watching him throughout the practice sessions. Watch out for that big Kawasaki, especially now in race number 2, as the battle once again for 3rd place heats up between Fenter and McFadden.
Well, Sella's going to come across the line, and he's got that margin over Greg Caldenes. Now, we need to take into account, talking about next season, how things are going. The silly season's about to kick in. More importantly is, what are the rules going to be like for next year? We've been speaking about the fact that we should maybe look at an extra point being given for the fastest lap, maybe reversing the grid for the second heats. All of those kind of things are being toyed with at the moment, and we're looking forward to seeing what those final rules are going to be for the 2018 season. Nice recovery from Magic Mike. He's now up into the top 10 and cementing his way into the top 10 there. Just behind him, you can see the battle for the Masters, and this is Heinrich Rieder's point of view. He's right on the tailpiece there of Bew Levy. Bew is doing a super job on the Yamaha and keeping Heinrich Rieder at bay.
Yeah, the Yamahas really do work well here at Dezzi Raceway. The way they deliver the power, a lot easier than the big inline 4-cylinder bikes like that of the BMW of Dave McFadden. You really have to wrestle around these bikes. The electronics really do earn their keep here at Dezzi Raceway. Here we go, McFadden lining up a move on the inside. Will he make it stick? It's a very hard place to make a move, so he's got to be brave there. But you can see McFadden definitely looks like he's got a little bit extra pace over the Yamaha rider just ahead of him. Back on board here with Heinrich Rieder, doing a great job. First time out at Dezzi, he goes on the inside there of Bew Levy and puts his BMW up into 2nd place in the overall Masters.
Yeah, looking good. I think probably going to be 3rd. Remember, we got Jade up the road, so don't worry about that one. I always forget about him too, because he's normally fighting with the Super GP contenders. This is Johnny Kricher. Johnny Kricher sitting in 2nd place. There's Jade just up the road, so he's not too far away from the 1st place man, but he's fighting with a couple of local boys in the mix and having an absolute jaw of a time out here. Across the line, the checkered flag. It's all about Sella. Sella takes the win. 2nd place goes to Double G, and Fenter's hung on to get his first podium, but not on his bike. Great effort there from AJ. The Lacquer Racing Hygienica Yamaha comes through for 3rd. It's McFadden in 4th. Good ride from the BM man. Michael White, what a recovery, up into 5th place, just ahead of Lance Isaacs.
Apparently so, Greg. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Unfortunately, we didn't do it on my bike. We did it on a lone bike, so I just want to thank my partner, my teammate, Augustine. He's not riding this weekend. He did tell me in the build-up to the weekend, if I don't get on the podium in the 1st heat, he's going to ride it in the 2nd to honour the podium. So massive thank you to them. Well done to David. Good to ride with him. A very tidy rider, safe rider. That pass there was a little bit close when I passed him there, and I'm sorry, but yes, it was lekker, really lekker.
Yeah, we started off the weekend and we didn't know really where we were with the new bike, and yeah, I'd just like to thank Nadia, my dad and Andre. We put in all our effort we could, get down here and put the laps in, but yeah, we got started off the race a bit slow, you know. We changed in between the warm-up and race 1, so I had to get the feel of it, and yeah, when I started building some pace up, it felt really good. Just yeah, Clinton was a bit gone, and yeah, let's hopefully in the 2nd race get a better start and can hang there in the first few laps, and then yeah, we can see it later on in the race.
Yeah, that was a difficult race, to be honest. Yeah, at the beginning I had so much grip. I was actually having a lot of fun just sliding it around, but towards the end, I think we definitely, on my choice, I must be honest, on my choice we went a little bit wrong in one of the directions. So yeah, definitely felt it towards the end, but I hung on as much as I could, and yeah, rode it out. I kind of had a feeling that I could, it's one thing to catch here, it's a very different thing to pass here. So I just maintained the pace that I knew was safe for me, and carry on like that.
I need a photo opportunity first. You can smile. I think just bag the points and just go from there, you know. It's just my favourite track. I haven't been here last year. Last year I didn't ride, and I struggled this first heat, but we'll see in the 2nd heat.
Looks like you got to get into a bit of a rhythm out there, is that right?
Yeah, you do, and I struggled to change the gears, and my gearing was too short, and I had to go longer, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. So I'm happy to be here.
Just as you get all things sorted right and looks like the team's going to be going well, you get AJ on the podium and then you go one step higher than him. How does that work?
Oh, well, Greg, thank goodness he's on the podium. Doesn't matter whether one high or one low, but thank goodness eventually there.
Awesome effort from the team. I also believe there's a little extra bits and pieces that came out of Augustine's bike on yours too, eh?
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to get new exhaust from. He's going to need one though.
I haven't raced here for a little while, and the bots didn't come here this weekend, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's good to mix it up with the top guys in the country, and I really enjoyed it. The last 6 or 8 laps I couldn't even feel my brake anymore, so just try to ride as smooth as I can, but I kept on hearing like a bumblebee behind me, so I knew there were bikes there, but just had fun and try to keep it nice and smooth, and it's good to be at the top step of the Supermasters.
On the grid here with Michael White. Michael, not the exact race number 1 that you would have wanted. Bad start, and it's really all about the start here at Dezzi. The plan for race number 2, just get to the front and try and stay with the leaders.
Yeah, we had the pace, turned into turn 1 the first race, and all of a sudden someone ejected me straight. So wasn't the best, so I had to come from basically last and try and make my way through. Pace was good, so hopefully I can get away, hopefully top 5. And yeah, work with the front oaks. I think we have the pace, so let's see, eh?
Do you think your ugly umbrella girl had anything to do with your bad race in race number 1?
Yeah, I had to bring out the MotoGP star, but hopefully he rides motorbikes better than the umbrella girls, because I'm still got sun in my face, so let's see, eh?
Well, there you have it. Race number 2 of the Super GP about to happen right now. Clint Seller still the man to beat. Greg Caldenace at the end of that race certainly was on form and coming thick and fast on that Kawasaki. So watch out. Race number 2 is going to be another awesome and epic world-class race here down at Dezzi Raceway.
Great to have the sponsors on the grid there, and the Manacor boys are very happy with the performance of their man. Can he go one better this time? Remember, he got a terrible start, had to fight right from the back, did Magic Mike. He's now right behind Seller as the lights are about to go out. They hold him there for a long time at Dezzi's Raceway, but eventually they go out. It looks like it might be AJ who gets the whole shot. Can he go around the outside of Seller? No, he can't. Seller just outbraking AJ into turn number 1.
AJ's made a mistake, has he? No, running it just a little bit wide there. But a much better start from Darren Upton and Michael White, coming now into the corkscrew for the first time.
Yeah, they made it through turn 1. Here's the view as they drop in. Have a look at this. Oh, just breaks away to the right, breaks away to the left, into a very, very hard dip. Then it's up to the top and into the hairpin. And you can see just how hard these boys are going to work. And they've got 18 laps of it coming your way. We've already seen some epic lap times out of Seller. Watch for the first couple of laps around this track. Remember, he's got to beat a 1 minute 12.2. That's the lap record that Dezzi was talking about at the beginning of the show when we spoke about that Lamborghini that Jackie Scheckter drove around here at the time attack. And he is so close. He's just gone and done a 1:12.4, Rob. That's incredible.
Oh, Clint Seller is really putting the hammer down now. Spoke to Greg Caldenace after race number 1. He knows he's got the pace to go with Clint Seller, but he's got to do it in the opening 4 or 5 laps. If he can be within a second in striking distance of Seller in the opening 5 laps, the Kawasaki has got extremely good end race pace. So the Kawasaki man looking for another win for the season. Look at this battle. It's McFadden, Upton, Lance Isaacs in there as well, with Carrick Flock just behind them. So that is a battle for 5th on track at the moment. Just shows you how close the racing is here at Dezzi Raceway. It really does bring out the best of the Super GP Champions Trophy.
Yeah, much better to see Isaacs fighting a little bit higher up than what he was in the first one. And he's trying to run there with his BMW stablemate. As they cross the line, Isaacs trying to keep out Flock. That was the battle that basically raged in race number 1. We didn't see much of it in race 1, but here you can see very, very much in the house here for race number 2. On board with Heinrich Ritter as he heads down the hill, hard on the brakes and looking to get up the inside. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. He moves through nicely on the BMW Motorrad BMW S1000RR.
Yeah, he just shoved it on the inside there of Nick Kershaw. So Nick Kershaw not having a good time here at Dezzi Raceway. In second place there, Greg Caldenace, AJ Fenter and Michael White keeping him honest there. McFadden has now got up into 4th place ahead of Upton, Isaacs and Carrick Flock wrestling that R1 of his. Another good ride this from Dylan Barnard on the second of the consortium bikes, and then it's the first of the Masters. That was Jade Goodsight on the beautiful Ducati Panigale.
And Jade Goodsight just outside the top 10 overall as well. He'll be happy about that. He doesn't like to be referred to as a master, but remember, he's a master of his talent.
Yep.
If you think about on any form of 2 wheels, that man has dominated every single motorcycle he's climbed onto, and we've already seen him take some champions. Oh, Rita makes a mistake. Rita makes a mistake that's going to drop him out of contention for the Masters, I think. And speaking about the Masters, Jade's leading it. Crick is into second place. That means Bew Levy might be able to capitalize by the mistake that we've just seen from Heinrich.
Look at this battle now for second place. AJ Fenter has put in a mammoth charger. He's put in 3 very fast laps in the low 1 minute 13s and is now close right into the back tailpipes there of Greg Geldenhuys. Clint Seller on the inside of the back markers. He gets through on Ferdinand Fredericks there. So Seller now coming through, looking very comfortable out front at the moment. Coming through another back marker onto the front straight, making easy work of that. So Seller comfortable at the moment. Looks like Geldenhuys has dropped AJ Fenter just slightly coming through those back markers.
Oh, he's just set another new lap record. It's not the fastest outright because the Lamborghini hangs onto that. Here's Greg Geldenhuys. Seller's down! I was about to say, Seller's just set the fastest lap ever on a motorcycle and he's pushed himself beyond the limit. Greg Geldenhuys now leads out. He goes through on Ferdinand Frederick, who Seller passed almost half a lap ago, coming into this next section here by the dam. So that was the lead that Seller had. He didn't have to push so hard. He's made a vital mistake here.
And it's very bumpy going into the hairpin section. It's almost a first gear turn. So Seller maybe just running a little bit too much corner speed and losing the front over one of the bumps. But he has picked it up and he's going to try and get valuable championship points as we're back on board now with our new leader, Greg Geldenhuys. He comes through the back marker there. That's Van Lockenberg. And look at AJ Fenter now in a comfortable second. And that's promoted Michael White into third place. So Clint Seller was comfortably leading but has made a big mistake and opened the championship up. This is on board with Heinrich Reder. We saw the problems that he had going into turn 1. So unfortunately having to retire his machine.
We'll have to wait and see what he can do at Pekisa. We know how good he is there. Well, it's a nice recovery here from Seller. He's back up and riding, even though he went down. There'll probably be a little bit of scrapes and damages on the right-hand side of that motorcycle. Doesn't look too bad. Unfortunately, he was able to get it back upright and get going again. But Greg Geldenhuys is going for the unthinkable. Who thought the Yamaha would have been beaten here? Not me, and not the way it was going, but Greg Geldenhuys getting a little bit of luck there to take the win. AJ Fenter will come through for second place on the Lacquer Racing Hygienica Yamaha, and third place, a fantastic effort there once again from Magic Michael White to finish up in the top 3 ahead of McFadden. Seller eventually recovers to 5th place. Great effort from him, beating out Lance Isaacs, Garrick Flock, and the rest of that top 10. Amazing stuff to see these guys up on the podium, and celebrations nonetheless, and looking forward to Pekisa at the next round.
After the first race, getting sent straight, we had to try and make our way back, but second race we thought we had the pace, got away, got a good start. Me and Darren Upton made some crazy moves on each other, where some of them I thought we weren't coming out, but it was like, and I tried to chase AJ and Greg, but he pulled something out the bag today and I couldn't catch, and then all of a sudden I saw a pink bike on the side of the road and I knew that meant I was podium, so just rode home, got the points, and yeah, let's bring on Pekisa.
We made a change for the second heat to the bike. It was definitely a lot better. It was easier to ride. I was a little bit worried about Mark because I knew he had a bit of bad luck in the start in the first race. So I was expecting him to be with me the whole race. But thanks to Greg for pulling me along a little bit. And yeah, I saw Clinton crash. I don't know how he crashed, but yeah, it worked for us.
Looking forward to Pekisa?
Yeah, I think Pekisa is a track. I haven't ridden the R1 yet. We did a test there a while ago and it felt okay. We haven't raced there. And just hopefully we can continue the momentum.
The race started off a little bit difficult. Clinton was on fire and he got a bit of a gap and I was just like, let me get in a rhythm and just see if I can work and close the gap, and unfortunately fell off. And I'd just like to thank my team, Noddy for doing a great job, and my dad for getting us here, and Andre for all the help. This team's, I'm glad to give them a win at least.
I've missed the previous 2 rounds, so it was actually the second time I rode the track. Came down for a regional, so I'm very happy. My times came down and I enjoyed it, so it's good. Just need fitness getting better, but not there yet, but we're working on it.
The bike went very well today. Difficult track, but yeah, all good.
Looking forward to Pekisa, track you know a little bit better?
Yeah, I've been there. Looking forward to it on the Yamaha. I haven't been to the Yamaha yet, so yeah, hopefully we'll be there again.
Yeah, it's good fun. We had a big drill today, and it's nice to be racing back with the national guys, and it looks like there's lots of spectators here today, which is cool, and it's nice to have them coming down from Durban on their road bikes all to come and watch and support us racing. So it's good for motorsport, and I had a good time. The guys are really fast in the national class, but I was happy to at least win the Masters.
We are going to see you back, I'm sure, for Pekisa and again for Red Star for the last couple of rounds of the bots, and maybe even a double day for you on those days.
Yeah, I'll have to train a bit harder and see if I can find some new hands. But yeah, maybe, who knows? I might just ride the Supermasters only, and it's definitely makes me push a lot harder, and it's more fun at the end of the day. To me, finishing 7th or 8th or 9th in the Super GP is more important than winning the Supermasters. So it's cool to ride at the country's fastest.
That's another round of the SuperGP Champions Trophy, proudly brought to you by Diode and their associate sponsors in the bag. And I can tell you something, we've had some fantastic racing here again. It's great to have two riders that kind of ride fast as well. You like what I did there, Rob?
Very nice, and that's why they're part of the Ride Fast, because I taught them how to ride fast. Now they ride fast, like everyone else in Super GP. But yeah, absolutely epic. We had Maddie Skoltz here, the two Binder brothers. We had SA's best was Clint Seller, Greg Calderdace, Michael White, AJ Fenter, Blaze Baker, Malcolm Rudman. We had them all on display here today, and it was another epic day showcasing just how good South African motorcycle racing is.
Darren, your thoughts on that 600 race?
Yeah, no, it was awesome, man. I mean, all these guys are my mates. I've raced with them all my life, and to come out here today and actually sit and watch a race for a change, it was pretty good. The racing was good, and I really enjoyed it.
Brad, from your side, I think things have stepped up in terms of South African motorcycling. What you two boys are doing, what Chez is doing, what Matthew's doing overseas, it just shows you what our guys can do in terms of the level that they've got to and where they can go.
That's it. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been into a South African race, and it's awesome to see the way things have gone. It's definitely, everything looks a whole lot better than when I used to race here, and can't wait till one day when I'm all done overseas to come race here again.
And we look forward to that one. Can you imagine we get these two back into the Super GP Champions Trophy? Stick around. Rob and I might have some plans up our sleeves. It's definitely up his sleeve, not up mine. But we look forward to seeing you guys at Bekisa Freeway for the next round of the Diode Super GP Champions Trophy. All this action from the Dezzi South Coast Raceway is proudly brought to you by Diode and their associate sponsors.